We're protecting your daughter.
I received a sudden phone call from the police one afternoon. Why would the police call me? What on earth happened? Listening to them, I was utterly shocked by what they had to say. What do you mean? Turns out the police had found my 4-year-old daughter alone and took her under their care. But she was supposed to be at the amusement park with my husband. Little did I know, this call would mark a drastic turning point in our lives. I'm Karen, I'm 30 years old, and I work from home while raising my daughter. I married my college classmate Andrew 5 years ago, and we have a 4-year-old daughter named Jennifer. My husband is super involved in childcare. He even takes our daughter out on his days off. He's also on the verge of a big promotion, so things are going great for us both personally and professionally. Thanks to my amazing husband and adorable daughter, life has been pretty wonderful. That was until I received that fateful call.
We're going to the amusement park today.
Oh, thank you. That day was a Saturday, and my husband, who was off work, took our daughter to the amusement park. I was supposed to go with him, but a last-minute important work task came up, so I had to bail. Our daughter was looking forward to the park and kept urging my husband to hurry.
Haha, Jennifer is so impatient. Well, we're off.
Have a great time. Watching the two of them holding hands as they headed to the car, I couldn't help but smile. All right, that's nail work today. I feel like it's going to be a good day. I stretched a bit and retreated to my home office. 2 hours later, as I was about to take a short break, I realized my phone was ringing. It was lunchtime, so I thought maybe it's from my husband, but the caller ID showed an unknown number. On edge, I picked up the phone, only to find out the caller was the police. And they were saying they had found my daughter alone. There's no way she'd be alone. She was supposed to be at the amusement park with my husband. Thinking it was a prank, I decided to double-check with my husband. Hello, there's something I'd like to ask you.
What's up?
Where are you and Jennifer right now?
Huh? We're at the amusement park.
My husband answered nonchalantly over the phone. The police just called me, saying they found Jennifer. What's going on?
What? Well, she's laughing next to me.
My husband seemed a bit rattled by my words. As long as you're together, that's fine.
She's right next to me, of course.
I guess it was a prank call then. Can you put Jennifer on? I was tired from work and just wanted to hear my daughter's voice.
No, she says she's too embarrassed.
Really? Our daughter loves to play phone games every day and even calls us when we're out. There's no way she'd be embarrassed. My trust in my husband wavered at his words. Are you sure? It sounds like something Jennifer would offer to do.
Look, maybe Jennifer's tired too. Can we drop it now?
My suspicion grew as my husband hastily tried to end the call. Suddenly, I noticed something odd. Wait, it's unusually quiet. There was no sound of laughter or amusement park rides in the background. It was eerily silent. He claims they were at the amusement park, but could that be true?
I'll see you at home then.
And with that, he hung up. I couldn't help but ponder at my husband's odd behavior. Something's not right. Doubting my husband's words and the silence, I checked something. The GPS on my daughter's phone. I had completely forgotten about it in my confusion with the police call. But it shows they are at the amusement park. The GPS confirms they were at the amusement park, where both my daughter and husband were supposed to be. But a call from the police? That's strange. Worried but also suspicious, I decided to head over to the amusement park. When I got to the Lost and Found Center, sure enough, there she was, my daughter. She seemed to be chatting happily with the police officer, but as soon as she saw me, she burst into tears. Dad said he'd wait for me on a bench and that I could go on any ride I wanted. I was playing, and then when I looked around, he was nowhere to be found. I asked the staff for details. They had found my daughter wandering alone in the park. They had made several announcements calling for her guardians, but when no one showed up, they contacted the police. Luckily, she had a tag with her address and my contact details, so they were able to get in touch with me quickly. Where could he be? What's he doing? My husband isn't the type to abandon our 4-year-old daughter like this. Could he be in some sort of trouble? I shake off the unsettling thought. Mom, I took lots of pictures. To calm her down, we went to a restaurant and ordered a sundae after leaving the Lost and Found Center. While enjoying her ice cream, she handed me her toy camera. It was a special one that my father bought for her last month for her birthday. Even though it's a toy, it can actually take photos. I wonder what pictures she took. I turned the camera on and started going through the pictures. You've got to be kidding me! There it was, a photo of my husband hugging an unfamiliar woman. More photos of the same kind appeared, making me feel sick to my stomach. Jennifer, who is this woman? She's a friend of Dad's, she said. I felt as if everything went dark for a moment. I remembered he cheated on me once before when I was pregnant 5 years ago. We reconciled because we had a child on the way. And now he's doing it again? And using our precious daughter to cover it up? He probably left her here to go off with his mistress. Do you know where Dad went, Jennifer? She shook her head no in response to my question. Then she started crying again. As I comforted her, she told me that Dad had forcefully pushed her away, saying, "You're big enough to play by yourself now." I'm so sorry you had to go through this, sweetie. I took my daughter's hand and we headed home. Late one night, my husband rushes through the door, looking panicked. Where have you been and what have you been doing? He picks up on the anger in my voice and looks tense. Actually, Jennifer went missing. You said she was fine on the phone. Why did you lie? I didn't lie. I just thought we'd find her quickly. It's been over 6 hours since that phone call. He's probably been out with his mistress. It's clear he's lying. Don't you think it's odd you didn't notice the park announcements? How do you know about that? The police called me. When I went to pick up Jennifer at the amusement park, the staff told me. He falls silent, looking uncomfortable. Of course he has nothing to say. He wasn't there. Leaving our daughter at an amusement park to be with his mistress is unforgivable. I've made up my mind to get back at him. Fine, just don't do it again. Okay. He looks relieved. I decide to let him think he's off the hook, for now. Meanwhile, I've been up to something. A month later, I'm in Los Angeles. Not for a vacation or work, but to catch my husband red-handed with his mistress. Having a good time on your trip with your mistress? As they walk hand in hand, they both slowly turn around and show faces of utter shock. You can't talk your way out of this. Karen, what are you doing here? Weren't you supposed to be on a business trip today? That's not it. She's a colleague from work. Oh, really? I called your office. They confirmed you took the day off. He looks rattled, his eyes darting around as if confessing his own lie. How did you even find out I was here? Remember the GPS on Jennifer's phone? I put it in your car. I show him my phone screen. It clearly displays the location of a car parked nearby. What? Using a hidden camera is so underhanded. Who's the underhanded one here? The only reason you'd be worried is if you had something to hide. Or is this you finally admitting it? That's not it. The husband is furious, practically spitting as he talks. He cheats and yet blames me. I'm speechless.
Do you even have proof that I cheated?
Well, about that.
See, you don't.
Just as he smirks at me, thinking he's won, I shove a photo in his face.
What is this?
Look familiar?
This is from when we went to the amusement park. But how do you have this picture? You were supposed to be working.
Jennifer took it. Her toy camera actually works, you know.
You've got to be kidding me.
He stands there, speechless for a moment, then snorts dismissively.
This isn't even me. Did you mix me up with someone else?
To counter his attempt to weasel out, I hand him a large number of photos. There are so many of them that they seem to overflow from his hands. I'll admit the toy camera doesn't take the clearest photos, so I took these myself to make sure. His face turns pale as he sees the photos clearly showing him with his lover. How could you be all lovey-dovey with her right in front of our daughter? You're despicable.
If I tear these up...
He begins to tear up the photos, but that was expected. Too bad, these are all copies. I've got the original stored safely.
Damn you!
Angrily glaring at me, he looks defeated, but I decide to deal another blow. You've got a big promotion coming up at work, don't you?
What's your point?
How do you think spreading these photos would affect that?
What?
His face gradually turns paler. His company values character when considering promotions. If word got out about the affair, it could ruin his chances.
Please, don't do this.
Do you really think I'll forgive you now?
I've been a good husband all this time, haven't I? Can't you forgive me for that?
A good husband wouldn't leave his daughter at an amusement park. At my loud retort, my husband visibly shrinks back.
But I've been taking our daughter out every week lately, haven't I?
That was just to keep me off your scent about your affair.
I'm really sorry. Just please don't tell my work.
Looking at his almost tearful face, I feel no love for him anymore. Do you remember? When you cheated on me 5 years ago while I was pregnant? His face tenses, sweat forming on his forehead. I haven't forgotten the agreement we signed. I had made him sign a contract stating, if you cheat again, all your assets and custody rights go to me.
No, this isn't what it looks like. It's not an affair.
Then what is it? He falls silent, starting to cry. Pathetic. Then go ahead and sign this.
What is this?
I hand him divorce papers.
No, I don't want to break up. Who will take care of things at home if you're gone?
Staying together now is impossible.
Fine, I promise, no more affairs.
He screams, eyes bloodshot, but it doesn't reach my heart. I'm not angry about the affair anymore.
What? So you're forgiving me?
No, what I'm angry about is you putting our daughter in danger. My husband went silent, tears streaming down his face. And another thing, you don't have a place in anyone's life anymore.
What? What do you mean?
While you were gone, I told your parents, your coworkers, and everyone in your usual hangouts about what you've done. Everyone knows now. Hearing this, my husband buried his face in his hands in despair. I don't even want to see your face, so make sure you fill this out. My husband looked up at me. His face was a mess of tears and snot, just like a child's. I left him there and walked away. A month later, the news got to his company, and they revoked his promotion. Because of the agreement we had, he had to give up his assets, with an additional $20,000 in damages and $400 a month in child support. He's barely making ends meet. He had to change jobs to a company with a terrible work environment just to earn a higher salary, and now he's working non-stop. I've moved back to my parents' home with our daughter and am doing my best as a single mom. Next year, my daughter will start preschool, and I'm looking forward to seeing her grow anew.